Anyway, these are the things that we shouldn't be talking about, but Tilly should be on the internet, on the Liverpool Echo, talking about these things. So these are the facts from Tilly. Paul and Nicola both mostly work from home, which is why he was at home that day. They have CCTV, and there's a reason why Paul has never been a suspect. Family and friends need these accusations to stop immediately. The fact that I've had to write this is disgusting, to be honest. Sorry, Tilly makes me laugh. She likes the word disgusting, doesn't she? She's disgusted by all of this, really. By all of us common people making our comments. Disgusting people troughing at the I don't know what you'd say. I don't want to call Nicola Bulley's story like, you know, slurry or anything, but troughing at the slurry of the story. Troughing at, like, we're normal people who, quite honestly, I'd like to see Nicola Bulley found or home, or the people that have murdered her brought to account. I'd rather see that. Probably I'd rather see that more than the police, who haven't launched a crime inquiry as to murder at this stage. I hope they do. They both do this walk regularly. Hang on, wait. I'm moving on from fact one. Paul and Nicola both work from home. That's a fact. Okay. They have CCTV. Fair enough. There's a reason why Paul has never been a suspect. What is that reason? Why has Paul never been a suspect? They've got CCTV. Oh, is that the reason? Because I've got CCTV on my front door, I can never be a suspect because I can't go out the back door. Is that what the reason is? I can never be a suspect because I can't climb out the window, or like... Is that what it is? Or because I've got my own CCTV that I'm in control of that didn't catch me doing the crime, then I'm okay. Or is that just implicit from the sentence? Because they say there's a reason why he's never been a suspect, but they don't say what the reason is. I'd like to know what the reason is. Maybe he has got himself a good solid alibi, and maybe someone else, maybe someone else has done the crime. Like, I don't know, do I? It could be someone completely not connected to the family. That could be the case. Paul might not be involved at all. These ideas about, like, affairs and, this soap opera-esque level of stuff might not be true, but I'd like to know why he's not a suspect, why he is innocent, so that we can stop doing all these conspiracy aspersions. You'd just say it, wouldn't you? You'd just say it publicly why you're innocent. Like, I've got this evidence to show that I'm innocent, so I'd just say that publicly. Yeah. If it was me, I'd hope that I'd have it. I don't know what evidence I'd have. I just, don't know what the situation would be, but whatever I did have that would clear my name would be out there in public. Or, like, I'd probably be honest about everything and open about everything, and that way it could just easily be verified. Yeah. Family and friends need the accusations to stop. They both walk the walk regularly. Paul is very well known in the community and very well recognised. So that is to say that if Paul had been out there murdering her, someone would have seen him and recognised him, she reckons. The dog never has her harness on for a chunk of that walk. It's removed at the gate of the top field and then put back on at the gate when they leave. So there we go, that's cleaned up this thing about the dog. Unless you're lying, Tilly, because I don't know who you are. You're just some woman that wanted to speak into the paper because you're angry. So, you might actually be complicit in this and, like, hiding things. I don't know. This is not the police statement, is it? It's written in the Liverpool Echo, so I should believe it. But the dog never has a harness on for a chunk of the walk. It's removed at the gate and then put back on. So it's normal for the dog to not be in the harness. They very rarely take the ball out for walks with Willow now, because she's very, very protective over the ball, and they haven't done for a while. So you can fuck that ball off, that's gone. Discount that, that's in the bin, according to Tilly. Nicola quite often would put her... Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it is funny in a way, isn't it? The way, like, she's so serious about this ball. She's very, very protective over the ball, so they haven't took that out for a while. We're not allowed to speculate, but you're allowed to imply very heavily that this ball is not involved. Nicola quite often would put her phone on loudspeaker when talking. That's a fact. Nicola, being a human being with a phone, would put it on loudspeaker. It's not relevant to this case, of course, because Nicola wasn't on the phone talking. But or was she? Was she on the phone? No, I don't think she was she? So if she was, she may have put it on loudspeaker, as people sometimes do. Thanks, Tilly. Tilly with the facts. The dog was found very close to the bench and harness. The harness was found on the floor, not on the bench. You fucking get that right, you. I love Tilly's tone. I'm assuming they've just quoted her exactly. Disgusted, Tilly is. Remember, disgusted. The dog was found very close to the bench and harness. Was it? I thought it was found in the town, like up the town. The harness was found on the floor, not the bench. Don't know what that means, really. We're saying that those things were found in that area then, instead of just on the bench, okay? Nicola, this is a fact. Nicola is an incredibly strong swimmer. What I like about this is Nicola is being presented in the present tense. Nicola is. So I think Tilly assumes that she's not assuming she's dead. Let's just say that. Tilly thinks that Nicola's alive. Nicola is an incredibly strong swimmer. And that validates that statement, doesn't it? She thinks she would not die in the water. She thinks she would swim. She's not saying she is not dead in the river. She's saying she's an incredibly strong swimmer. Fact. So she wants you to think that Tilly's not dead in the river. Sorry, Nicola's not dead in the river. Tilly could be dead. No, Tilly's not either. Tilly's saying this. Nicola drove to the school and then left her car there and then walked to the river. Really? It's a fact anyway. It's a fact, according to Tilly. The dog was dry when found. Fact. The dog has since been back. Fact. Oh, so why didn't they get the dog to go back and have a look? Apparently they've taken the dog back. That might have been traumatic for it, but they've took the dog back. I'm assuming she means to the site where it was found, to see if it can kick off any interest. Tilly's not... Oh, no, there's one more fact. The CCTV at the back of the caravan park, the only camera that isn't working is the one that would have seen everything. God. Maybe it's someone from the caravan park has done it. I mean, it could be this, right? It could be that there's some nutter at the caravan park and he sees this woman every day and he's like, there she is again. Right. Give me that hammer. And like, obviously he's not saying that to anyone because there's no witnesses. So I'll pick up my own hammer then. Out with the hammer. Bosh! Put that phone down on that bench, you. Come with me to the caravan. In which case, you would hope to see some signs of scuffle or struggle. You would hope to see, like, literally on the ground, because it's soft ground. You're not going to go willingly, are you? You're not going to, okay, like, unless someone, like, points a gun at you, maybe. I don't know, like, you're not going to go necessarily willingly, but you would hopefully see something, like, you know, footprints or drag marks or scuff marks or something from some scuffle. It could be that the reason the phone was open at the conference call was because she was trying to call for help or trying to, you know, get somebody on the line to help her. Like, you know, if you're like being attacked, you might quietly turn on your live stream or something. Do you know what I mean? It might have been that. Seems a bit weird, I know, but that could have been an option. If only she hadn't had it on mute. You'd think that you would get that right if you would. Maybe you wouldn't have the chance. Like, these are options. And you would think then the dog would be involved, because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but if someone was being assaulted, accosted, abducted, then the dog might be like, hey, chuff that, you chuffer, and go with them. So that's an issue, a problem. I'll leave a window open there. I'd say, you know, that could totally be a possibility of what's happened there. Not the most likely possibility. And of course, the police have told us that they've exhausted all suspicious lines of inquiry. So they've been to that caravan park and they've not only taken the CCTV, but they've sniffed around. They found out who works there on Saturdays and, you know, who's there. Like, is it off season now? It's off season, isn't it? So, you know, what are they doing? Maintenance? What's going on at the caravan park? If it was one of those episodes on the telly, yeah, I'll tell you this. If it was one of those, you know, if we were doing like Columbo or Murder, She Wrote or something, it could be the person from the, like, you could have gone past the caravan park earlier and seen this character and not known they were there because you don't really pay much attention. Like, we mentioned the caravan park earlier, right earlier when we said about where we did the map and there's the caravan park. You know, if you imagine you're the detective and you're going for a look around and like you see a funny, right early in the story you see a character there and then it turns out later on they were the one that did it. And, you know, you should have known all this time. Could be some dodgy duffer from the caravan park, because they're really close. In which case, they drag her to the caravan and they do something to her there, because they're not just out to kill. It's not like I want to do a murder of a dog walker. Nice, that's a nice lady. Let's murder her. Like that's not really the. It's like, you know, let's do saucy things that you don't want to. YouTube doesn't want you to talk about it. Like dodgy duffer up the caravan park, dragging her up. And in that case, I would expect to see dog around the caravan park giving it some. And they'd have to deal with the dog. And then I'd also expect to see drag marks, wellies, a hat, some indication that's, you know, from this direction to that direction, that someone has gone against their will to the caravan park.